And we have some stuff and things and stuff to do. And it is cold out. It is 5 degrees. I say wearing a hoodie and gloves, and that's it. It is. She's chilly. She's very chilly out, and I don't like it. Like, it's not even like fun cold anymore. It's like cold. So, and in case y'all are wondering, the reason why I'm going live for this damn podcast is because I kind of got lazy last night. And in my laziness, I didn't get any videoing done. Hello, how are we doing? I am here in the cold. Like I was saying, it's only 5 degrees, and I hate it. Absolutely despise it. So I have my hot water. Hello, how are we doing? I figured I can go live and say hi to everyone while I was feeding. I'm a little behind on chores today. What's new? And I was like, you know what? I haven't gone live in the Rabbit Barn on YouTube for a while. I do quite a bit on TikTok. I go live. But on YouTube, I'm still trying to find a balance because, like, timing, like on TikTok, it's just random. I'm like, I'll go live. Good, enjoying my rabbits. I feel that. I am also trying. Keyword trying to enjoy my rabbits. It's a little chilly. It's a little cold. I'm hoping. It looked like it was going to get to be 20 today, which would be nice. But it's still hovering around 5. So I think the weatherman lied to me. Why did I open an empty cage? Because I'm a dodo brain, that's why. I'm really hoping the weatherman isn't lying to me again. If the weatherman's lying to me and it's not going to be 20 degrees, we're going to have a fight. Because I'm cold. I did do water this morning. Like, I popped out the ice and now I just have more ice. I just didn't feed this morning because I was in a rush. Because I was running late. See, I have a natural alarm that normally wakes me up between 6 and 7 o'clock. And today it woke me up closer to 7 than 6. I was not happy with my brain, but apparently I need that extra hour. So, I guess I can't complain too much. I could, but it won't do me much good. Babies. And then, right now, I have a litter up with Vanessa. And Sadie's supposed to be giving me a litter, but I don't think that's happening. My mini Rex this time of year, for whatever reason this year, are not playing nice when it comes to giving me babies. Normally they're my great, like they have a lot of babies in the winter. They do better in the summer. They're just playing freeloader right now, which I guess works because my show season's coming up and I need them to be in good condition. But at the same time, like I want mini babies. I was supposed to have like what 2 litters of them by now. And it just didn't happen. Like the timing just didn't work out. They didn't catch. But again, it's Strawberry and he's fat. I gave up on putting Strawberry on a diet. He was starting to feel bony, but not in like the correct. Like I went over the top line and the top line was thinning out too much. And I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get this rabbit to show weight while keeping him in show condition. So I just gave up. I'm keeping him around disqualification weight. So let's see. Why did I just feed you when I shouldn't have? I don't know. My brain's not working. You ever get to that point where it's just so cold your brain just stops? Because I think my brain's that's just all it is right now. Is my brain's I would love if you had babies tonight. So let's have babies tonight. But yeah. And then I'm trying to get everything up to date, good to go. I need to pull pins, but everything's frozen. Where'd I put my scoop? There's my scoop. I'm just... The cold throws me off. The cold just throws my schedule off. It throws my routine off. And And then I come out here and I'm like, okay, what am I like behind on that I need to take care of? And it's always like everything. Everything is behind. Everything needs to be taken care of. And it is one of the aggravating things. But next week is winter break. Kids will be home, both of them. So Sydney's all excited for Christmas. I got the rest of my Christmas shopping done today. I just picked up like some odds and ends and like stocking stuffer type things. And at some point, I really need to like sit down and wrap everything. That's my next goal, is to sit and wrap. I was sitting there thinking, I kind of want to put this stack in the garage and put my quail in the garage. That way they will be warmer and I won't have as many cracked eggs. Because like I have no eggs for incubation. If y'all follow me on TikTok, I'm hatching eggs right now. And they're in lockdown. And it's one of those things where it's like, I need more eggs because they're freezing too fast. And then they're cracking. Emma, thank you for showing me your cage wasn't properly latched. I appreciate that. Unlike your sister who will just run off and be a nuisance. There's background noise? I was gonna say, I'm outside right now, so the only background noise would be the ducks or the rabbits in the cages. And normally it's the cloth diapers in the dryer. Those things are loud as heck. It also doesn't help right now. I completely and utterly destroyed my headphones somehow. Like, they just stopped working, so I gotta get new headphones. And I am going completely headphoneless, and my audio the past couple of videos has been trash. But I gotta get a new one. But, you know, that's what it probably is, to be honest. I have a couple of them binking around waiting for food on that side. And you're underneath Cyrax, who thinks it's fun to try to grab the phone through the cage and fall backwards. She's a special one. But yeah, she's the one. She's going to show next month, and then I think I'm gonna take Velma to show next month as well. And I need to decide. Both of them are gonna get red strawberry, and they're gonna be probably my convention litter. So that litter that would be born probably February, March would be going to, well, let me think here. Conventions in October. So if they were born in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, that would be my senior group. And if I wanted to do juniors, it would be the group slightly beyond. So I gotta decide, do I want to focus on juniors this year or do I want to focus on seniors this year? And do I want to take anything other than mini Rex? Because like my mini Rex do very well in competition just because of how long I've been focusing on that breed. But I would like to take some Silver Fox to convention, but they would have to be out of Kara's rabbits. Like, just to be honest with myself here, if I go up against Kara with anything other than her stock and breeding her stock, her rabbits. When I say they are perfection, she brought this one buck to our last competitions. I used to raise lynx and broken lynx mini Rex. I got you. Just a second. Come on. Now you know I'm taking you from your food. She always looks funny on camera, but this is my lynx. My lynx. No, she's fat. She's chunky. I think maybe her breeding pod, but look at her. I also have some links. I got some links too. Just say it's hard to see on camera that white undercoat, but I got some links. This is actually one of my favorite buns in the barn right now. This is Lulu. This is my Lulu girl. Who was very sassy and I wouldn't say upset I took her from her food, but probably not the happiest I took her from her food. But she's gorgeous. Absolutely adore this bun. She always comes off weird on camera though, because the color I see on camera right now is completely different. Because there have been so many times when people are like, oh, she's an opal. It's like, no, she's not an opal. Like, the color's just off on camera. Like, if I were to put her in as an opal on competition, I'd be laughed off the table. But she's such a good girl. I'm expecting a litter out of her soon, hopefully. Maybe 2 weeks, I think. I gotta check my records, but this is one of my favorites. Today I'm gonna get as many chores done as possible. His daughter arguing. Oh no. Family drama is always a pain in the tuchus. You go, Mama. But yeah, I have some links too. They're probably one of my favorite Mini Rex colors. One of them. I'm on the fence line. Like, I have a broken buck, right? And I'm always on the fence of, do I actually want to take brokens to show? Yeah, she's so soft. I'm always like, do I want to take broken rabbits to show? Like, I love the broken pattern, but all of the brokens go up against each other. So you can be, and if y'all aren't in rabbit breeding, so basically there are some colors that are more refined than others. One of the most refined colors you will see is black and broken black. One of the least refined colors you will find is lynx. Everyone's fine, it's petty crap, so it's time for me to be at the buns. I feel that. So, again, when we're looking at, so, you'll have a broken variety that is not very well refined, but for the color that it is magnificent. And you've put in a crap ton of work to get it to that refinement. But there are just times you're never ever going to beat out a broken black. Look at strawberry. Strawberry is perfection, other than he's chunky. But I need that for my breeding program, so I'm not complaining that he's chunky, I promise. I'm complaining that he's chunky, but I'm not. So, when I have my brokens, I have like my broken casters, and I'm thinking about breeding my link. Well, did I breed you to Gigi or strawberry? I need to check my notes. But if I bred her a strawberry, I could get some broken links, and they could be gorgeous, and they would do really well if they were just links. But because they're broken links, and they go against all the broken colors, it's like, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. In Michigan, when I got my, there was one breeder who had the best of breed for lynx killer, so I had the choice when I got, oh, that's so nice. I'm getting better at weighing buns. How often should I do it in the winter? I do it, so normally during the summer, I do it every month. In the winter, I weigh once every other week, just until I get down, because I don't like seeing my rabbits drop weight. That is one of my, except for Strawberry. Strawberry, I'm taking on you today, my man. I love you. You're just fun to pick on. But yeah, every other week is when I weigh in the winter, just because so much can go wrong so quickly when it comes to dropping weight. But hopefully that background noise is calming down as I'm feeding everybody and they're not moving because they are chewing on their pellets. I hate when you hit my hand, Zeus. I will never be as organized. I'm not organized, I promise. I'm not organized. You're trying is good enough. Like, you got this. Like, I have everything, like, on schedule. But, like, okay, like, let's say I want to breed something on Monday. There are times I breed it on Tuesday because I forget it's Monday. Like, I try to get everything done on a certain day. That's just like, for instance, on Mondays while I'm watching something breed, I'm also nail clipping, right? And sometimes I'll completely skip on an entire rabbit. Like, let's say I'm doing the Mini Rex, right? And I'm beep-bopping along the line. Velma isn't in the Mini Rex line. She's under the Mini Rex line, right? So I'll beep-bop through on the Mini Rex line, clip the nails, and I'll completely forget Velma until the next day, and I look down and it's like, did I trim that rabbit's nails? And then I look at my notes, it's like, oh, I didn't trim that rabbit's nails, I need to do that. So, I am hectically organized. Hello, how are you doing? It is 5 degrees and I am dying inside. I gotta get the horse blanket out tonight. Like, Dallas is doing fine, right? But I'm cold, so she's cold. Oh, I just missed that comment. I'm gonna go press the button. live chat. I'm definitely not organized. I have a schedule, but definitely not perfect. Everyone compliments my rabbit shed and how good it looks, and I'm like, no. I feel that. Like, my rabbit shed right now is a bit messy. I gotta dump pans, but the pans are kind of stuck because they're frozen together, so I'm waiting for it to get a little warmer so I can get it. And then, like, people come in and they're like, oh my gosh, I love how organized you are with your readings and your notes and all of this. And I'm like, it's like, I could do better. But then again, I'm also really, like, harsh on myself. No, your clipboard got eaten. My standard of perfection got eaten because my dumb self, I put it on top of a cage, right? Because I was on top of Alpha's cage. So I put my standard of perfection on top of Alpha's cage while I was reviewing kits because I didn't need it, got the number in my head. I come back, he chewed the entire front cover off. So, my entire standard of perfection has been chewed and just, the paper on the clipboard. Oh, okay. Yeah, I lost like a good chunk of my standard of perfection. I was so upset with myself. I was like, why the hell did I do that? It's like, have you ever seen the meme on TikTok where it's like, why did you do that? I don't know. That's like my life half the time. It's like, why did you do that? It's like, I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. Hey, Strawberry. Is that my fatty Patterson? Are you dancing right now? Well, your coat looks ugly, buddy. But, yeah. You gotta feed Strawberry what he has. That's all the food he gets. And he's still fat. My bunny ate my homework. No. Growing up, I had a math teacher who, she didn't like me very much. Because I asked too many questions. And I was doing my homework one night, and my dog literally ate it. We had a puppy, a little Basenji puppy, ate my homework and my math book while I was asleep on the floor doing the homework. So I had to go into school and be like, my dog literally ate my homework. And she didn't like me as it was, so that did not help. I felt horrible, though, because, like, it wasn't on purpose. Like, I literally fell asleep on the floor doing homework. Good times, I think. But, oh my goodness. I just want to know why it's so cold out. It's always the worst. Hello, Queen. And then, I gotta, at some point, I'm running low on my water in here, and it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like no matter what I do in here, always running low on something. I gotta go pick up more feed at some point. I'm not gonna end up with enough feed before my hind bolt gets here. So I gotta go pick up another bag just to tide me over. It's like right on the line of like having enough. So that's a little frustrating. So I gotta go buy one more pack of feed. Hey, Snot Rocket. You know what we doing today? Baby, what's you doing? Here we go. There's some water. Alright, one more cage and I'm done in here. Then I can move on to warmer things. I gotta get some laundry folded. I gotta get the other rabbits in the other barn fed. I'm over in quarantine. Gotta let the ducks out for the day. They're a little angry at me right now. Alright, there's that. They already have food. I am cold. And then, you know, while you guys are on here, real quick, just real quick. Because, let's see here. Because I feel like y'all would enjoy this. Look at the baby! They're already so huge! Okay, I'm gonna go open it now. Go back with your nestmates. It's like 5 degrees. Mom keeps uncovering them because apparently she thinks it's like warm enough for them. It's like, girly girl, it's not that warm out. Love Vanessa though. She's a great mom. I just missed a chat. I used to do my homework on my bed with my iPad when we shut down for COVID. My bunny. Yay. My iPad. Has COVID been that long? I remember that was The pandemic was just nuts. That's all, like the whole thing, the entire situation was just insane. Alright, let's go feed the other buns. I got 2 in quarantine right now, so I got one that has an abscess that I've been treating, and then I have another that it is Meatloaf. Meatloaf is the same litter as, what's his name? Lalo. He's Lalo's brother, and he's come to stay with us for a few months. So he's in quarantine until I verify he doesn't have any ick, and then he is going to give us some beautiful babies. But I'm holding on to him for a couple months, and then he'll go home again. Hi, ducks. There you go. Run, be free. Bye, Lucky. They're gonna be disappointed when that's closed. They're like, I'm gonna run to the shed with the food. And I just closed the shed. It's good sometimes to be weird. Hey, goat. Did y'all eat your hay already? First thing I did was throw hay to the goat and the horse. And they're sitting there like I didn't feed them. You still have hay. Gotta go pick up more hay tomorrow. All right, let me feed the 2 in here. And then I'm gonna go inside. All right. Hello, Meatloaf. Here's a Scoopy Doop for you, my dude. Here you go. Feed for the fat soul. And then that feed for you too, my bro. How you doing, baby? There you go, bud. Alright. I am back. Alright, got fed. Meatloaf has food, Nougat has food. The ducks are harassing me. I need to go get the horse water. I lied. We're gonna get the horse water and then we are going. Look at me. Ha ha ha. Tell your mom to share. Don't come to me. I'm gonna get you your water. I promise. Freaking goat. It's like having a dog. Love the goat dearly, but he is a nuisance. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Alright, here you go, goat. Come here, baby. Over here. I'm gonna have to get Danny to dump that water. It is heavy. It is very heavy. That is the good thing about having a husband. They can do the heavy work for me while I play. Alright. Allison behind you. Okay. Now we can go inside. We got everyone watered. That like that's what I do on live. Like I'll put a live on and I'll just get chores done. My kitchen right now is a mess and that's what I'm gonna go work on. The tips of my there where my water bottle went. I was looking for my gallon jug and I was like, the husky must have gotten it, must have taken it somewhere, and she did. Not where I wanted it. But that's a weird noise. Don't think hard about the weird noises. Think too hard about the weird noises, they get weirder. All right. Whew. Back inside. And it is. She's chilly. She's chilly out. I have so much I need to get done today. I'm absolutely bonkers. My kitchen's a mess. I need to clean it. And I'm like, oh, I can do that on live. That'll be a good thing. As soon as I get everything done. I don't know about cores. I do know when I give apples to the rabbits, it's like a very, very small amount, like thumbnail size. But I don't think they can have the seeds or the cores because of the arsenic in the seeds. But I am not sure. Ugh. You're worse than the dog, Samantha. She's... Chickens it is. But I know the chickens can... I give so much nonsense to the chickens, it's not even funny. But that's just because the chickens can eat, like, just about everything. I'm gonna make myself a cup of coffee, and then I'm going to clean. Because that is how we are productive here. But, like I said, my house is just gosh darn mess. Like, normally everything's pretty squared away. Today, it is not. I am behind. And part of it's because we went Christmas shopping. So, because I went Christmas shopping this morning, I am not there. And then I was making, okay, so another thing is like, I was making tamales, right? I'm gonna have a video coming out with my tamales. It's my mother-in-law's recipe. They're absolutely delicious. And because I've been making tamales the past couple of days, because tamales take forever to make, I was already behind. And my kitchen was already a mess. So it's just kind of like doubled up on itself. And yeah. So I gotta get some cleaning done. But it's not like, it's not horrible. Like, it could be like a million times worse. But to me, it's messy because I normally have this place spotless. And she is not spotless right now. But I have that video coming out for the tamale making probably tomorrow. So I'm hoping that it'll all be good. Then I gotta get some dishes done. I gotta tell my husband to stop leaving his clothes everywhere. I'm gonna eat his chips too. I swear, Danny will be like, hey, you left XYZ laying around, and then he'll like, he does this thing where he like strips as he walks into the house, so like his work clothes will just be everywhere, and it's like, hot call and kettle black right there. Like, I see what you're doing, I see you. Coffee. But, ready. I say, once I get my coffee brewed, I'm gonna get this counter cleared and wiped down, then I'm gonna fold some clothes so I can actually get things done. And I have 1 minute left on that stupid dryer in the background, so it won't be a background noise in 1 minute. It has 1 minute left on it. One of Danny and I's traditions when it comes to like Christmas is drinking wine and wrapping our kids as Christmas presents. And we forgot to put it away last night. So now it is put away where it belongs, in the fridge. The only thing I don't like about our fridge is I can't keep it upright because it hits on the top. So I have to lay it sideways. So it kind of defeats the purpose of a boxed wine. But I'm also not complaining because boxed wines are cheap. And I like cheap booze. It's an army thing. Like, I can drink just about anything. Except for freaking Fireball. I hate Fireball. Bad habit. Like, that was like the first thing I got Fireball was the first thing I tried, right? And I got real messed up on it the first time we were drinking in the army. And I got real sick on it. So, I can't do Fireball. As much as I might like to. But you mix it with a little bit of rum chata. It tastes like a freaking cinnamon roll. It's glorious. All right. You lied about the minute. I am now taking that off. But yeah, I figure I get some folding done, talk to y'all on here, we can talk about Christmas stuff, and I can hopefully get some things done in like an hour or so. I will say though, I think this weekend we're gonna go to Santa's workshop. And it's this like touristy type attraction down the road. and it's literally up in the mountain, and they set it up. It's like Santa's village kind of thing, and I think Sydney's really gonna like it because she's finally at that age where she like remembers things. So some of the stuff I know, some of the things I don't know. My parents have been sending presents in, and I haven't gone through and wrapped those yet. But we don't really do much in the way of toys. We do functionality. We get them something to wear, something to read, and then like a toy. So Sydney's big thing was she has these soccer goalies. She's been really into soccer lately, and she's been wanting to play soccer with Danny and not with the fake soccer ball we have. Okay, Sassy McSasserson. So we got her a real soccer ball and like goalies, right? So we can play like actual real soccer. I swear, my child, she's so sassy. So we got that, and then for the youngest, she has this little elephant toy, and it has colors and numbers that they teach them, and you know, this really cute little toy, very noisy little like a song toy. And then with both the girls, they got their Christmas PJs. So it comes in a set of 2. So what we're going to do is one set will be set aside for Christmas Eve, so they can wear their little cute Christmassy clothes to bed. And then the other pair they'll open on Christmas. And then, of course, yeah, Danny is so excited for that game on Sunday. That's all he's talked about when he's been home other than work, is that game. And he's like, I knew it was going to be that. He's like, if I were a betting man, I would have made us millions. And I'm like, okay. But he's been so into the World Cup. But yeah. So, and then with both the kids, they have like little candies and things for their stocking stuffers. Every year we get toothbrush, toothpaste, like little like functional things. They have like little coloring books and little like car ride books that they can color. What else do we get? My parents are buying them snow boots, because I was like, my parents were like, what do you want to get them? And I'm like, well, we're both the kids have outgrown their snow boots or don't have snow boots. Can you do, yep, they got chapstick too. I'm really bad now putting it on. But I was like, can you get the kids snow boots? Because, you know, we live in a really snowy area. So I know my parents got them snow boots. They probably got them slime. My parents love getting them Play-Doh and slime and all that as payback for what I did to their carpet when I was 3. My parents, I love them dearly. So they'll get that. I also got the kids, slippers. Oh, that's a good idea. I should have thought of that. They also got socks. We got socks, but they're fun socks. So it's not like, I like getting socks as an adult. Oh, I got Danny. Oh, I wish it wasn't so cold. I got Danny some new socks. So today's shopping was like stocking stuffers and getting Danny his stuff, because Danny can't be with me when I'm picking up his stuff. Give me a second. Let me wipe my nose. But I went. Pardon me. I got Danny stuff today. So I got him a box set of his like favorite like body wash and deodorant. It's called the Kraken. I think that's funny. And I also got him socks. So I got him South Park socks this time. And which anime did I get him? I got him South Park. It wasn't Naruto. So I got him, in previous times, I got him Naruto and Dragon Ball Z socks. And this time I got him South Park socks and... what was the other pair? They're out in the truck, and I can't remember. It was one of his animes he really likes, that I'm not really into, but was it Gray Man? No. It's the one with the masks. He tried to get me into it. He has the mural on the wall for it. Maybe it is Gray Man. Anyway, I got him 2 pairs of socks. I was looking for, we were talking last night, and he's like, there used to be this game I used to play in my childhood. It was the Simpsons game, where it's almost like the... Grand Theft Auto, but Simpsons, and I spent a good chunk of today looking for that game, and they don't make it for the PS4 or the PS5 apparently. So maybe next year I'll get him something along those lines. But he was like, I would really love to have that game, and I couldn't find it. But yes, and then I got him Reese Piece, like the Reese cups, in the stockings. I work in healthcare. We wear scrubs, fun socks, or things. Yes, I love it. Danny works for FedEx, so he's like little shorts. So his socks come up to like here. So that's why I get him fun socks. And he loves it. And his workers love it too. So, but yeah, so got him socks. And then he likes these little butter cookies. They come in the blue tin about that much. Last year, my parents got me those butter cookies because they're my favorite cookies. Danny ate the entire tin of cookies. Like, I had one cookie and he ate the rest of my tin because I don't gorge. Like, I take 1 or 2 a day. We're good to go. Danny will eat the entire tin if you leave it with him. So he ate my entire tin. So I got him 2 tins of cookies this year to put in his stockings. And I'm going to eat my own cookies this year, gosh darn it. And then, what else did I get him? I got some functional things like toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of thing. Like stocking stuffer type things that you need anyway. But it's fun to wrap them for Christmas to kind of like bulk out a stocking as an adult. And I know that sounds kind of depressing, but when you're like an adult, right? You don't really get toys type things anymore. And it's still fun to open things and pick on each other. So that's what I did. And that's what my parents did when we were growing up. So that's just kind of what I grew up with. And that's what you do. You get functional things for the adults. And then you get like little things that like they'll really enjoy. So yeah. What else did we get? I have to actually sit and think because it's like, one thing we got, and we can't wrap it because it's been a little too functional. Nana's got a chair, and it's a beanbag chair because at my one friend's house, there was this little like rocker chair she really loved. And it's a giant beanbag chair that we just threw into Danny's room that she has been consistently sitting in every single day. And it was supposed to be a Christmas present. So now the chair, we need to somehow just wrap it and let her open it on like first thing in the morning for Christmas so she can just sit in her little beanbag chair. So that's the story on that. And I had issues with proportioning, like functional things for the baby compared to the 5-year-old. Because like the baby, we can get her like little onesies, we can get her toothbrush, toothpaste, we can get her like new outfits. But it's much easier to do functionality with Sydney, who's a little older, because she's 5. So like I got her a hairbrush set. I got her a mini, they're like little tubes of kitchen tools. So like one has like little measuring tablespoons in it, a whisk, a tiny little roller. The baby can't count. Exactly. I just got to keep her busy and she'll be happy. And that's basically where we're at on it, is as long as the baby has something to do, she can't tell how many presents her big sister has compared to her. Now in future years, as she gets older, it'll be a little bit easier. And something my parents talked to me about when I had my first kid was, a lot of times they did price ranges, right? So every kid would get an X amount of dollars. And of course you would get your big thing, but they would kind of manage stocking stuffers and other things so that not only was it equivalent for price, but it was also equivalent for like the number of things people are opening. But what they would do is they'd get smart. So let's say each kid had $100 and the big gift was $50 for one kid or $30 for the other. They would sit there and do the smaller presents and play with the pricing so that everyone could open equally, but no one got to spend on too much. And my mom's a bit of a nerd like I am. That was her favorite part, was balancing the numbers of how much they spent on a kid versus how many things a kid would open. That's my mom right there. I'm a math jerk. She used to help me on math homework so much though, so I can't really complain. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at as they get older, is playing that balancing game so that no one gets too much or too little and no one fights. And again, it's easy right now because they're 5 and 1. As they get older, we'll get to there when we come. All I know is I remember one year, me and my middle sister got pogo sticks. And it was too cold to pogo outside. So my mom spent the rest of Christmas either telling us to go pogo in the garage or to stop pogoing in the house. Because we're like jumping from one side of the house to the other. And you just hear my mother, I thought I told you gonna take those outside. You can't be playing with those in the house. You're gonna hit the ceiling. And we were like young. We were like, I think we were like 6 and 8. So we thought it was like the greatest thing ever. Those pogo sticks got way too much use as we were growing up. We got Razor scooters one year. We had a lot of like outdoor toys. And whoever thought getting outdoor toys for a bunch of kids in Christmas would not equate to us playing with them inside. My parents did not think that through because they got played with inside and we broke things. Mostly we broke our faces, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, oops. And then one year I got my cockatiel. His name was Baby Bird. And that was great. That was like my only thing I got. And I was completely okay with that. I got a little, it was when my dad was working at PetSmart. And I had been nagging him in his ear. I'm like, I want a bird, I want a bird, I want a bird. I thought he was gonna get me like a little budgie or a sun conure or something. And he's like, I have held this bird back for you for like 5 months in the back room. Like on hold kind of moment. Like he had been like working with this bird by hand. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I fostered dogs from the pound. I took a German Shepherd, and of course it rains for 2 days straight, so he has to be inside today. They're outside and muddy. No, that is such a problem though, because like especially my huskies, they like to dig when it's like muddy and wet, and then I have to tackle them and put them into the tub, and you know the tub is low, the dogs are big, and it's just like it's such a pain in the back. I hate when it's muddy. It's just. And the thing is, I have this little, like, doggy wash card thing, but it's, like, it's also one of those things where I can either bathe them in the house. There's only one dog in this house I will not bathe in this house, and that is Panda. It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with him, and that he is old and he has arthritis, so I don't like picking him up and putting him into the tub because it hurts him. And at the doggy wash, last Xmas, I fostered an old poodle that the owners passed away. She was so sweet. Oh, I love poodles. But so with the doggy wash, it comes down to the ground so he can literally step into it and I can shut it. And he doesn't have to be picked up and he can just stand there, and they have little mats so it's really comfortable on his joints. So the only dog I don't bathe in the house and I have a reason to take out is Panda, because my old boy's 11 now. He's going to be 12 in the fall. Like, he's my old boy. So I do shell out a little extra when it comes to the taking care of him because, like, he deserves it. Panda deserves it. Even if he's old pussy now. I'm getting my creamer to kill my creamer in my coffee. Dumb. I need that. But yeah, so. And then Danny. Danny the other day was like, you know, Panda might die soon. And it's like, hey, Danny, your husky turns 2 this year. You thought I was going to have a mental breakdown over my freaking dog. Danny's having a mental breakdown that the husky is turning 2. Best payback. Oh, it's the best payback. Because, like, the reason he got me Thor, my little bloodhound, was he's never had a dog before. So he's like, oh, they're getting into double digits. That's, like, really old for a dog. And explaining to him, well, for a medium-sized dog, it's not that bad. They're going to start slowing down, but he still has a little while, especially with how healthy he's doing. He was like, oh my God, Panda's gonna die soon and Madison's gonna have a mental breakdown. I need to get her a mental breakdown puppy. And that's how I got Thor, was my favorite, my Maltese is 16, exactly. Like dogs, you know, depending on their health, depending on how well you take care of them and other like genetic factors, you know, some only live to 10, some live to 20. Like this is like the age group, like it's hard to say. But Panda hasn't slowed down a bit. Like he still runs like miles upon miles with me every day. Like he's good. He's a little stiff in the mornings and he doesn't like in the mornings he doesn't move as well as he used to, but within an hour or so he's moving just fine and we go on our runs. So he still has some oomph in him. And he's also on a bunch of supplements for like his joints and things. So it's a play-by-play. Like it's not like he's a Great Dane where the life expectancy is like 12 because I would be freaking out. I'm slightly freaking out, but not that much. Plus, our vet, you know, I talked to our vet. There is a joint specialist down in the Springs for dogs that does like lasering on joints or whatever that could help with that. And if he were to get stiffer, we would work on pain management. But he's doing well right now, and he just goes to the vet, you know, on his, you know, yearly. What's 6 months? It's 6 months to a year he goes in. And, you know, to get his vaccines updated and do that. And the vet said when he gets to that point, he can give him a referral down there. So I like our vet. He's amazing. And we can work on things as they come. Hopefully they come later rather than sooner when it comes to, you know, dogs getting old. But I can't really say much because Sandy, my mini Schnauzer is getting older and starting to get those knees they get. Yep. And that's the worst too, is like watching your old dogs start to get those like little things. And it's like, and a lot of times they go downhill quick. So you're like, okay, gotta get ahead of this. So it's one of those things where as they get older, it's like, oh, baby, you're not as young as you used to be, baby. But that's like Sandy. Sandy, I don't know how old she is. She was 13 when me and my husband started dating. And she was 13 for a while at that point. And Danny still thinks she's 13. So let's say she was 13 and he wasn't just being like crazy about age. So she has to be at least 18 years old at this point. Like, she's an old girl. She's an old fat girl. She's an old fat girl. And she's arthritic, and, you know, keeping her weight down helps with that. But my husband also overfeeds that cat. She is the queen of the house, right? All the other cats get fed on the ground. Danny has been feeding her on her favorite chair. She is a bully for food. She'll eat her food, and then she'll go bully the rest of the cats for her food. And I look at Danny, I'm like, why are you feeding the cat on the chair? And he's like, she is the queen, and she must be treated as such. And it's like, Daniel, your queen is fat, and should probably get off the chair to eat. And he's like, no. This is her favorite place to eat. Spoils that cat. Spoils that cat. I like that cat, don't get me wrong, but he treats her so well. And it's like, dude, the vet's going to yell at me again if she starts getting fat again. Like, I just got her weight under control, and you want to feed her like 4 times a day. Like, he'll go and he'll just feed her random treats. It's like, she's supposed to be on a diet. Stop giving her extra food. He's like, but she's so needy. She's so hungry. It's like, no, she's not. She's not hungry. She just wants to eat. She's one I watch closely, though, because, like, there'll be times when she won't come to breakfast. And it's like, okay, we got to find the cat. We got to find the old cat. She's on her chair right now. She's chilling. She's the one that, she'll start up here. And when we go to put Sydney in bed, she'll go down the steps and she'll curl up into Sydney. And that's the place she stays till Sydney gets up. And then she'll come back and she'll sit on her chair. So she's a good cat. She's a good old thing. I just got to make sure she keeps her weight down so that her joints stay good. But those are our 2 oldest. Our 2 oldest animals are Sandy and Panda. Yes, I'm still planning on going to Plate River at the end of January still. That is my first show season, I do believe, for show. I think. I got to talk to the Silver Fox Club to see if they're hosting anything. But yes, I'll still be at Plate. I never know how to pronounce it. They tell me every time. And then I look at it and I always mispronounce it. But yeah, I'll still be going there. I'm going to take Velma and Cyrax. I'm trying to decide if I want to put... I kind of want to take Cyrax in the adult show. Mini Schnauzers are adorable. I'm trying to... My daughter has taken Cyrax as her own, and I kind of want to put her in the adult show because normally there are more rabbits in the adult show, if that makes sense. And I really want to put her into an adult show to see how she places because she got a best opposite, meaning she came in second in the entirety of the mini Rex. And there were about 30 mini Rex in the junior show. Sweet, we're going to go and maybe shop for another Rex Buck. Won't show until Castle Rock show closer to the spring. Nice. I'll be at the Castle Rock show too. But you'll have to stop by and see me. I will talk your ear off. I will be showing there though. So if I suddenly stop talking and run off real quick, it's not me being rude. It's that I'm probably not listening and all of a sudden they're yelling at me to get over there. I've done that a couple of times, and they were like, entry number, da da, and it's like, oh, that's me, I'm sorry. I'm the one with the screaming children. I am always the one with the screaming children. Either I'm holding the 5-year-old, dragging her to go show, because she'll do this thing where she's like, Mommy, I want to show. And then we get to the show, and she's like, Mommy, I want to play. And it's like, no, 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 no. You said you wanted to show. I signed you up for a show. You're going to go take 2 minutes away from your friends to go show. And then we'll do it all over again, where I'm like, baby, do you want to show? Last time you didn't like showing because it took time away from your friends. She's like, but Mommy, I love showing my bunnies. Okay, baby, I'll sign you up for a show, but when we get there, you need to show. And every time she's like, I'm playing. And it's like, no, you're not. Get over here. So I either have the 5-year-old screaming at me and me screaming at her, or I have the baby on hip, like screeching. They are. And the thing is I don't want to discourage her from showing and not sign her up, and then her be like, Mommy, why did you do that? I really wanted to show. And it's like, so I'm just going to sign her up like she always asks me to, because I always ask her. And then I'm just going to continue being the bad mom and being like, get over there. Because she gets all excited. Like when she does well and everything is said and done, she loves showing. But when she's playing, she gets like that little kid moment of like, oh, I just want to play. Which I totally understand, but gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, that child. And then the 1-year-old, I always have her in like a harness or a carrier. And I'm sitting there bouncing her in the harness or carrier. And a lot of times I'm behind helping judges too. And she always gets to this point at nap where she's just fussy. And that's normally when I take a break from behind the show table. And I go and I feed the eldest while trying to put the baby to bed. This last show though, the youngest, she was so fussy. I felt so bad. And everyone was so sweet about it. But I would have her on the ground and she would want to poke a rabbit. And it's like, no, you can't touch other people's rabbits. The one show she tried pulling the hair of an Angora. And I was like, no, baby, they work way too hard on these. You cannot touch those. And the one champagne breeder, I was talking to him and I was scolding Nana. I was like, oh, you cannot pet those babies. And he goes, oh, she can pet them, but I just can't promise they won't bite her. And I'm like, that's exactly why I don't want her to learn the hard way. And we were all laughing at it because, you know, rabbit breeders are just, we're all weird like that. And the thing is like I said, everyone at show is so good with the kids because there's this understanding that they are the next generation in this hobby. And in order to have a next generation in the hobby, you have to have kids running around. So everyone is always fantastic with the kids. You know, they're very understanding. They're very like, you know, they're just great. But it's still embarrassing when you have one that's running around like a heathen and you have the 1-year-old trying to touch everything. And it's like, ah. That's all I have to say about that is ah. But I'm excited. I really enjoyed Platt last year. Plate Rivers show. That was a really fun circuit. I did miss, I can't remember why. I did miss one of the circuits last year. Like I only got to 2 and not to all 3. And I can't remember why. I think I was in Ohio for one of the shows. Like we were going on like a family vacay to visit my folks. And at the time, I didn't have anyone to take a rabbit for me because I really wanted to, but it's one of those things. I'm hoping to make it to all 3 this year, but it just depends on how everything falls. Hi, Sheldon. Hi, baby. You're not supposed to be on my countertop. There you go, old dude. Hate when the cats are on my counters. But yeah, so I'm going to get there. I'm going to hit Castle Rock. We had way too much family stuff going on and our starter Rex did great at the one show we got to. Heck yeah. And that's completely understandable. Like I missed so many shows this year just because of family stuff. But I'm hoping there are a couple circuits I want to hit. I want to hit Plate. I want to hit Castle Rock. Yeah, it was great seeing you and thank you for stopping by and chatting. Like I love chatting with people on here. But yeah, so Plate, Castle Rock, those are the 2 big ones I want to hit because they're like in the area. The one I just hit, they have a circuit as well. I would love to hit that circuit. Good luck at Plate River Show. Hopefully going to be my first show in the end of February. How do you find shows to go to? I go on to the ARBA site and I search shows within either my state or my district, or like, let's say Danny and I are going to California to go visit his folks, right? This is a bad habit of mine. I will check to see if there are any shows that weekend. So I will go, are there any shows in California on the weekend we're visiting his parents? The Cars series is killing it. Apparently they're just better. And that's the one I just went to where Cyrax just got a best opposite. The turnout for that show was amazing. We had, not only was it amazing, you know how many castor breeders were there? 6. We had 6 castor breeders. We had 6 castor breeders for mini Rex. And we probably had close to like 100, probably about 100 mini Rex show up. There was a lot. I loved it. And then silver fox breeders. Let's see. There was me. There was Casey. There's Cara. There was the gentleman. Yeah, it was huge. We had like either 4 or 5 silver fox breeders there. Like I didn't even need to show up for them to get legs, which is like, that's what I want. Like if I don't show up, I still want my fellow breeders to get legs. And it's like they had a wonderful show out, and it was a great show. It ran very smoothly. They had a bunch of like competitions for the kids to do. The only thing I don't like about the car show is they didn't have a concession stand this year, or like the last show. So we had to go to the farmer's market across the road to get food, which was way overpriced. That is my only gripe about the car show. But if that's my only gripe, it's okay. Next time I'll just bring food for myself. I screwed up on that personally. But that was my only gripe. Like, oh, that's weird. They had it at all the others. Right? It was so weird for me too, because I was talking to my friend and I'm like, hey, do they like not have concessions here? Because some shows don't. And she's like, no, they normally do. And I was like, that's weird. So, and the farmer's market was right there. Did I say it was expensive? I bought 2 quesadillas, which were just triangles like that. 2 triangles per, and it was like $20. And it's like, this is expensive. I don't like this. So, next time I'm gonna do a little looky-looing, and maybe I'll just bring myself food from like Subway or something, which would be cheaper and more food. Because normally with the concession stand, you know, you can get like hot dogs, hamburgers, that kind of thing, and it's, you know, reasonably priced. But they didn't have a concession stand unless they put it somewhere weird. But also I will say, it might have, they had the farmer's market there, they had a dog competition there, they had us there, and they had one other event. Yikes, yeah, we pack food, like, I like supporting the 4-H, but if not, exactly, and that's the thing, right? Is normally when they have concessions, it's supporting the club that is hosting the rabbit show. So I normally buy concessions because it's supporting that club, and I don't mind spending, you know, normally we only spend $5 to $10, and it's a lot of food. It will feed me, Nanas, and Sydney for $5 to $10. It's good. We're good. But it wasn't supporting like the actual club. It was just that farmer's market. So it was kind of a miss at that. But the judges, phenomenal. The judges were extremely friendly. They took their time explaining things. They were very good with the kids. They were very consistent. They worked together a lot. So if we had a judge that wasn't sure about something, they would go talk to the other judges, which I love teamwork. I love when judges are like, you know what, I really don't understand this, or I need a little help with this. Let me go to a fellow judge. Love the teamwork. And also, like, they were hilarious. Like, there was a lot of like back and forth and play. Like, my one silver fox got disqualified from every single show because she had a little white dot. But I wanted to know if my idea of her type was correct or not. Like, I think she's gonna be a great little rabbit, but I wanted to verify with someone else, and a bunch of basically I was paying judges to get my feelings hurt. And every single judge had the same thing to say, that she was a good little rabbit except for that little white spot on her nose. And the first judge, yes, Cars focuses so heavily on education, and it is such a healthy competition, and it's so playful and so down to earth. Like, no one takes anything too seriously. Everyone just talks to everyone. It was such a friendly show, which I am here for. I love a healthy rabbit competition. And the one judge is like, whose rabbit is this? And I'm like, it's mine. And like, we were all laughing, and they're just like, for shame. And it's like, yeah, I put a DQ on the table. But she did go to the kids show for the DQ competition, so she was useful. I needed input about what somebody thought about her, and I was correct in my thoughts about it. So, and also I could have brought Nina, or I could have brought Zeus to competition, but at the same time, I don't want to bring something that's not something I personally bred and put it on the table. Like, I don't like necessarily doing that. The only reason I did it with Lizzie and Emma was I just wanted some background on what some judges thought about them and their type and their size and everything. And normally for me, it's like, what's the word? It's like a confirmation of what I think or against what I think. So, and normally I'm pretty spot on, but sometimes they'll pick out things that I don't see, which is super helpful in a breeding program, because like barn blindness, because I'm really bad at that. But yeah, so for the most part, if I don't breed it on the homestead, I don't take it. Exactly, like a lot of shows, like getting that idea of if you're on the right track, even not, like, these are not my first shows by any means, like, but I still will take something into show to be like, I really like it, but something is off about it. Like frickin' Velma, I was so excited about Velma because she has a beautiful type. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, I can't wait to put her on the table. And something the judge picked out that I didn't even think about looking. He blew on her, and he looked at her rings, and he goes, oh, she's a little lemony. She's a little lemony. I didn't even think to look at the cream ring. Didn't even think about that. Sadly, I'm showing rabbits that I didn't breed myself, but it's so I can get a better feel for shows. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. To take other rabbits and show that aren't yours to get a better feel, perfectly fine when you're starting out. I just personally don't like doing it, just because I have my own that I have bred, and I feel like weird about taking Kara's rabbits to show when she is so renowned, she is so good, and being like, haha, I got these rabbits from you and now I'm gonna try to beat you with them. Like, I feel like that's like rude towards her, because we all show in the same circuit. I don't think she would care, to be honest, but I care, if that makes sense. Like, but that's just like with Strawberry. I took Strawberries to show, but I was okay with showing Strawberry even though he wasn't out of our barn, because it was my daughter showing, if that makes sense. Yep, those little things. I learned the difference between long shoulders and low shoulders and paying attention to, yes, getting into it and using like stock you just bought, that's completely understandable. I encourage that. Perfect way to learn, to be honest. But when you're like in it for a while and like you have like a lot of rabbits to choose from your own barn, that's where I like have a problem with it personally. But it's just a me thing. It's not an anybody else thing necessarily. It's a me thing. But shows are a great place to learn, and the judges, they help. Like freaking the one judge, it was all of us caster breeders on the table, and we were talking about ring widths, and we were talking about all right, y'all, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta go answer Danny's phone. It was wonderful hanging out with you. Thank y'all so much, and I'm gonna